Hello, everyone. Welcome to 10 Minutes Astrology, the most easy way to learn astrology. I'm Rochang.
I am Alejo Lopez. How are
How
you
are
all?
you? Now we have synchronize say at the same time. How are you? I'm fine, thanks. And you?
I'm very fine. I'm very well. Thank you.
Yeah. So I think as we talked of last week, we kind of finish most. I don't want to say every, but the most basic symbol in the chart. We talk about planet, we talk about aspect, we talk about house, we talk about sign, and then we even talk about aspect. Now we're going to trying to help our audience to put a chart together.
I have one
Yes,
question. Did we
yes.
talk about the lunar nodes?
I think yes, we did talk about lunar node. We
We did talk
do.
about everything then.
We did talk
Yes.
about lunar node. So now we're going to learn to put chart together. So from today, step by step, we will introduce a little bit of concept to help you to put chart together. But before we begin, and
Yes.
before we totally forget, we
Yes.
have to do one thing because we are going to uh, help our friends and is our friend Kim and Carole, who is also I don't want to say who is also who are also my tutor when I was studying faculty.
Yeah. Carole, Kim was never my tutor, and
Yeah,
Carole, not really my tutor, direct tutor. So it's
yeah,
Carole Taylor and Kim
yeah,
Farley for people who are
yeah,
listening.
yeah.
And Carole, she was my tutor in some of the webinars, but she wasn't
Uh-huh.
like my direct
Uh-huh.
tutor. But I wonder if they were the ones who corrected my exams. Who knows?
I think I have a Carole from module 1 to 3.
Ah, wow.
Yeah,
Ah,
lucky I am. And I think I have a Kim in module 4 or 5. And they always crazy. Okay,
yeah.
I have to say, because two of them are going to have a actual class in London from this summer. Actual class is not online, so you are going to face with two great astrology teacher, to
Yeah.
learning to put chart together. So
Yes.
how fascinating that would be. So I really want to help them. So the first lesson will start on the 1st of July. And that topic is the framework of life, the four angle. They're going to talk about how you're going to put the four angle together. And that would be the uh, 1 day seminar. So from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And that price is, I think, is a 75, but they have 3 workshops. So if you book all the 3 workshops, it's £200, and in London. So the other two are the inner alchemy of sun and the moon. It will be on the 22nd of July, same time, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the third webinar, not webinar, I keep saying webinar, the third workshop.
Its workshop is an in-person workshop. You have the chance to meet in real life Carole Taylor and Kim Farley, who are very experienced astrologers, like very powerful, experienced astrologers. Kim
Yeah.
Farley published the Astro Maps book, maybe you have it, and Carole Taylor the astrology. What's the name? The whole name? A
Textbook.
guide for everyday.
I think she also have the very famous book is on the very famous publisher called DK Astrology Textbook or something like that, and that is a
Yeah.
beginner textbook. And so the third workshop, sorry, third workshop interpreting the whole chart, sorry, I have a cheese. I just recovered from COVID.
And actually, yeah, forgiven. It's okay. And actually, I want to say that I've been to the
Yeah,
place where they're going to do the workshops. It's very
yeah.
central London. It's close to London Bridge, so it's very easy
Okay,
to arrive.
okay.
I mean, if I was in London, I would have missed it. I wish I was there.
Yeah, so to book their workshop, you have to email to Kim or Carol. I will put their email here. I will put their email here, so you can contact them. All right. So this is our
Okay.
very important announcement. And Alejo, yes,
If somebody's only listening to the podcast,
yeah.
how do they reach them? Asteria
Oh,
Teaching, is it right?
yeah.
Asteria
Australia teaching.
hyphen
Yeah.
asteria-teaching.com.
Yes, yes. Okay, so, well, Alejo, I remember you're going to have a webinar too, right? I just
I'm
see
going
your
to be
photo
doing
everywhere.
I'm going to be doing a workshop at the faculty about how to put the chart together, how to interpret the natal chart.
Okay.
It's
When that
three
would be?
dates. It's not just
Oh,
one. It's 3 dates. I don't remember when it's happening. To be honest, it's next. It's in July. So for me, it's too far away. So right now, I don't remember when it is. But if you check the faculty's webpage, you're gonna find
yeah.
astrology.org.uk. You're gonna find it. Yes.
Okay, okay. So there's a chart, put whole chart together workshop webinar.
Yeah, but I think it's only for people who have done module 1 and 2 and 3 in the faculty. To be honest.
Ah, okay, okay. Because I saw your photo, say, oh, Alejo has something to do. Okay, I'm going to mention it.
No, it's okay. Yeah.
All right then. So well, so let's go to our topic today. Our topic, because I think the topic we're going to talk about today, the house ruler, is interesting
It's
part.
one of my favorite topics, Rod.
Which topic you don't like?
No, my favorite topics are house rulerships, elements,
Uh-huh.
uh, lunation phase. We're getting to my favorite topics.
Okay, okay. Wow, sounds like we are step into your zone now.
Yeah, I think house rulerships, it changes the way you look at the chart. If you learn this,
Exactly.
you will never see a chart in the same way that you saw it before. And I
Hmm.
think it's also one of the ways, this may sound a bit judgmental, but
Yeah.
I respect an astrologer who knows how to work with house rulerships. When an astrologer brings house rulerships to interpretation, I feel like this aura of respect towards this astrologer. Like, okay, they know what they're talking about.
I think let me interpret that for you. That is because I think most people, when they are beginner, they will talk about sign, they will talk about the house, they will talk about aspect. But when you step into the ruling planet of the house, you require a little bit of integration because it
Yeah.
can make a lot of things together and it makes chart more complicated. That's why we talk about here now. I think it's true. I'm quite interesting. I mean, I think it takes me a long time to learn all this technique, but it's very interesting when I master it, when I know how to do it, and I realize, oh, I take it as a very basic skill. And then I realize the other people teach it as an advanced technique for the chart reading. I think, oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Mm.
So let's talk about house rulership. Should we just from the concept?
Okay, so the concept is the idea that if you're only listening to this, try to remember how a
Mm-hmm.
chart is drawn.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is that at the beginning of every house, there's a sign. We
Mm-hmm.
call this the house cusp. So at the beginning of every house cusp, there's a sign,
Mm-hmm.
a zodiac sign. And we remember we said that each planet rules a sign or two
Mm-hmm.
signs sometimes, right? But every planet is ruling some area of the zodiac, except for
Mm-hmm.
Chiron. So what we do is we look at what is the planet who is ruling the sign that is on the cusp of the house,
Mm-hmm.
and we consider that that planet is ruling that house.
That
So
is
there's
easy.
something, it's easy, yes. There's something called the natural zodiac, which is Aries in the first house, Taurus in the second house, third in the Gemini in the third house. And it's a technique, Rod, don't go crazy. It's something used to teach astrology, which I think causes a huge amount of damage. Because then we read things like when Venus is in the second house, she's in her natural house. And to me, it doesn't mean anything. The house rules Taurus. And her joy, which is a traditional concept, is in the
Mm-hmm.
fifth house. It has nothing to do with the second house.
Mm-hmm.
So every chart will have different in every chart, the houses are going to be ruled by different planets. It's not always going to be, it's not always Venus ruling the second house. No, Venus will rule whichever house has Taurus in the cusp and Libra in the cusp, because Venus rules Taurus and Libra. So from now on, now that you're listening to this, from now on, you can never say again, Venus is the natural ruler of the second house. From now on, in every chart that you look at, you're going to see. I sound so authoritative. I sound so judgmental and authoritative. I'm sorry.
You have to.
But let's say from now on, I would encourage you to look at this idea that this is what makes astrology beautiful. Every chart is unique because when you look at the house cusp, in every chart, these house cusps are ruled by different planets. And furthermore, the planet. Furthermore, I love this word. Furthermore, the planet is in a specific house. So let's suppose we have Taurus in the cusp of the second house. So Venus is ruling the second house, and Venus is in the third house in this chart, in this imaginary chart. So Venus in the third is ruling the second house. So this means that the two houses are connected by this planet. So we need to merge the meaning. So something about values and where I invest money, which is second house, goes together with third house, which is educational learning. So maybe I want to learn about how to invest, or maybe I invest in learning. I don't know, we have to work it out. But there's a connection between the two houses.
Yeah, and this is a very, very essential of if you want to advance your astrology technique, not just talk about a sign and not just talk about a house or aspect. Now, the house rulership is one thing you have to practice and learn, because I think it takes time, because I think it takes me a while to train my eyes to look at the house cast and decide what planet is ruler. And I have to say, you saw my face when you bring the nature house or something. My face get pale. Say, "Oh my God, you're going to talk about that?" I mean,
no.
Yeah, that is. I mean, that has been that there is a huge room. I don't want to say criticize. There is a huge room of debate about is that nice way to learn. But I want to avoid that, which is mean Aries is the first house.
I will criticize, and I think the natural zodiac is the worst thing that ever happened in astrology. I don't care if I'm winning 1,000 enemies now. I will openly say it. I'm openly against the use of the natural zodiac. I think
I don't like the idea neither.
Damage that it's doing.
Yeah. Okay. Let's use the chart. Let's use the chart for example and explain the first how to decide what planet ruling what house to do this first step. Should we?
Let's
okay. Let's share the same chart, the Torking's chart, like last time, because we both love him. And I believe or not, I just talk about his chart with a Christian when I record Big Stars.
Okay, Rod, I'm wondering, should we just for the moment say who's ruling each house, and on the next episode interpret that, or are we going to do everything on this episode? Do we have time?
I think that would be nice. That would be nice. Yeah, we can do that. I think it would be very helpful, because if we give all the information at one time, people will get very confused.
I think it's too much.
Yes, let's explain which planet ruler what house. Should we? Maybe you beginning from the first house?
Okay, let's begin with the first house. So if we look at the first house cusp, we have Virgo. So this chart has a Virgo rising at 5 degrees 42 minutes. Virgo rising, Tolkien is Virgo rising. So Virgo is on the ascendant. Who rules Virgo? You have to remember. So let's go quickly. The moon rules Cancer. The sun rules Leo. Mercury rules Virgo. Let's see if I remember. Virgo and Gemini. Venus rules Taurus and Libra. Mars rules Aries and Scorpio. Jupiter rules Sagittarius and Pisces, and Saturn rules Capricorn and Aquarius. Then you can incorporate also the modern planets. So we say Uranus is also one of the rulers of Aquarius. So we would say that Aquarius is ruled by both Saturn and Uranus. Then we have Neptune, who is also one of the rulers of Pisces. So you would say that Pisces is co-ruled by Jupiter and Neptune. And then we have Pluto, who is one of the rulers of Scorpio. So we would say that Scorpio is co-ruled by Mars and Pluto. Chiron doesn't rule any planet. I mean, I don't consider ruling any planet. Some astrologers question this.
Yeah.
Do you make it rule any sign?
No. I follow the tradition and the faculty way.
Yeah. So for me, Chiron is not ruling any sign either. So we're gonna keep it this way for the podcast.
Yeah.
So we look at the rising sign of Tolkien, and it's Virgo, which means that his first house, the rising sign, is ruled by Mercury, because Mercury is the ruler of Virgo. In this chart, Mercury is in Capricorn in the 4th house, which means that we need to link what the first house means with Mercury in Capricorn in the 4th. We're going to do it on the next episode, but for the moment, we're just looking at the connections.
Yeah.
We would also say that because it's the ruler of the ascendant, and the ascendant is so important, we call this planet the chart ruler. It's like a presiding deity that he has. Should I go on? You want to do the next one?
Yeah, okay. So how we decided what planet is the second house ruler? Like Alejo said. So we decide first, we find the second house cusp. And the second house cusp is at a Libra 16 degrees 34 minutes. So we have to ask ourselves, what planet ruler Libra? Then we know it's Venus. So now we can say Venus is the second house ruler. Okay, in this chart, Venus is second house ruler. And where is Venus? Venus is in 9 degree Aquarius and in 6th house. So if you know the second house is about the value or resource, then for Tolkien, because his second house ruler, Venus, in 6th house and in Aquarius, these two things, the things related to 6th house, the things related to Aquarius, will have something to do with his view of value and his resource. This is how we're going to apply the rulership. So, but after that, we probably just go to each house.
Should we? Let's do it quickly. Yeah. So the 3rd house cusp. Do we do one each?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. 3rd house cusp. We have Scorpio. So who are the rulers of Scorpio? Remember, it has 2 co-rulers. One is Pluto in Gemini, up there in the 9th house. So we have to merge the meaning of Pluto in Gemini in the 9th with the idea of the 3rd house. And the other one is Mars, which in this chart is in Scorpio in the 2nd house. So we need to merge the idea of Mars in Scorpio in the 2nd house with the 3rd house. I know it sounds like a lot now.
Yeah.
And at first it is a lot. Like you have to go little by little, detail by detail. At some point it becomes almost automatically. You just do it.
Exactly. And it will make a lot of sense when you read the chart.
Yes, it's amazing. As we're doing it, I'm thinking of Tolkien. I'm like, it makes so much sense.
Yes. Okay, so his 4th house, his IC, is on the 14th degree of Sagittarius. So who rules Sagittarius? Jupiter. So Jupiter is the 4th house ruler. Then let's cut the short from this. How about you? 5th house, Alejo.
So 5th house is Capricorn. So ruler is Saturn, which is in the 1st house. Saturn and Libra in the 1st. So we combine Saturn and Libra in the 1st with the 5th house.
And then this here is the interesting bit. So if we look his 6th house cusp, that 6th house cusp is 2 degree Aquarius, 54 minutes. So we will say Aquarius, remember Alejo just told you that is 2 planets considered as Aquarius ruler. First one, we used to call it traditional ruler because in the traditional astrology, they only use the visible planet, and Saturn is the ruler of Aquarius. But in the modern astrology, we also consider the modern planet Uranus as Aquarius ruler. So toward his sixth house, we use two ruling planets. One is Saturn in the first house in the Libra. Another one is Uranus in the Scorpio in the second house. So it makes his sixth house even more complicated. But maybe I will prefer use another word. It's more rich, have more different layer of meaning, rather than people is always say it's complicated. Yeah, but the life is complicated.
Exactly, and astrology has to be able to express life.
Yeah.
And life is complicated. Okay, let's go to the next one. Seventh house is Pisces. So again, Pisces has two core rulers. So the seventh house in this chart is ruled by Jupiter in Pisces in the seventh, so not so complicated here. It's in the same placement. And then the other ruler of Pisces is Neptune, which is in Gemini in the ninth. So Neptune in the ninth is ruling also the seventh house.
Okay, the next one, his eighth house, is very easy and straightforward because eighth house is Aries, 16-degree Aries says only one planet ruling Aries is Mars. So his eighth house ruler is Mars in the second house. So his eighth house, the things related to his fear or transformation are related to this Mars in the second house in Scorpio.
Nice. Ninth house cusp, we have Taurus. Ruler of Taurus is Venus. So Venus in Aquarius in the sixth is ruling the ninth house.
Okay, now we have MC. His MC is in Gemini 14-degree. So again, it's share the same as the first house ruler, his chart ruler. So that means let's first say that. So Mercury is MC ruler too. Mercury is MC ruler. And now we can say his Mercury in fourth house ruler both his first house and the 10th house.
Yeah, which makes Mercury super important. The 11th house cusp is Cancer. Ruler of Cancer is the moon. So the moon in Pisces in this chart, the moon in Pisces in the sixth house is the ruler of the 11th house.
And the last one in the 12th house, he has the 2-degree Leo as the house cut of 12th house. So which only leaves us one choice to find that the ruler of 12th house is the sun. The sun at the 5th house in the Capricorn is the ruler of his 12th house. And this brings his meaning of the sun combined with the 12th house and with the fifth house of the things he like and enjoy. And that makes chart has a more different layer and more rich. That's why house rulership is so important. And we decide we will just training, we just learn how to read the ruling planet in the chart, each house ruler. So I think today's exercise should be pretty easy, right, Alejo?
Today's exercise is pick your own chart and list all of the rulerships of the houses.
And don't forget, if you find that the house cut is only Aquarius, Pisces, and the Scorpio, they maybe have two. They have two ruling planets in they have two in our view. But there's some astrologer maybe just use traditional. Anyway, in our podcast, we use two planets to rule them. Okay.
Yes, our podcast, our way.
Yeah. And some other astrologer they will consider other rulership. That's fine. That's use their way, but not here. Okay. Yeah. Well, so thanks for listening and watch our 10 minutes astrology. Today we have a very important step. We learned how to find the house ruler and give us a big advantage when we really go deep into the chart. So we say next week we're going to talk about more detail how to do the simple interpreter of the house ruler, and that would be really essential if you can manage to do that. If you can master it, you will be a good astrologer.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so thanks everyone, and see you next week. Bye.
Bye bye.